Before you choose your niche, before you buy equipment, before you even write your first post, there's one decision that will make every single choice afterward so much easier, and most people skip right over it. If you're feeling overwhelmed about starting online, whether it's a blog, YouTube, or Instagram, I'm about to show you the framework that will end the confusion and help you find your voice, not someone else's. Hi, I'm Carolyn, and this is the first video in my Starting Online series. Today we're talking about the decision that changes everything. Are you dark and moody or light and bright? And before we go any further, pause right now and comment below which one you think you are. Don't overthink it, just your gut reaction. This is going to be fun. Okay, let's talk about what's really happening when you try to start creating content. Problem number one, you're copying everyone else. You see a creator you love and think, I'll do it just like that. Then you see another completely different creator and think, wait, maybe this is better. So you try to blend them together and it doesn't work. Maybe it's because you're not them and your audience can feel it. Problem number two, everything feels inconsistent. Your Instagram feed feels like 3 different people run it. Your website doesn't match your videos. Your colors are all over the place, and you can't figure out why nothing feels cohesive. Problem number 3, you're completely overwhelmed. Every decision feels massive. What color should my logo be? What time should I film? What filter should I use? What music fits? And because you don't have a framework, you second guess everything. You spend 3 hours choosing between 2 fonts. You reshoot the same video 5 times because the lighting feels wrong. And here's the truth. The problem isn't you. The problem is you're trying to build a house without choosing the foundation first. And that foundation, it's your aesthetic identity. So here's what I want you to do instead. Decide right now, are you dark and moody or light and bright? I know, but I like them both. Trust me, I get it. But here's what I've learned after 3 years creating online. Choose one aesthetic that doesn't limit you. It frees you. Because you make this choice, you stop copying and start creating. Your content becomes instantly recognizable. Every decision becomes 10 times easier. And finally, you sound like you. Suddenly you know what time of day to film, what colors to use, what fonts feel right, what music matches, what filters to apply. Everything else flows from this one decision. So let me show you exactly what each aesthetic means, how to know which one is authentically you, and how this choice ends the overwhelm for good. But first, comment below right now, dark and moody or light and bright, your first instinct. First, let's talk dark and moody. This aesthetic is rich, deep colors, forest greens, burgundy, charcoal, warm browns. Dramatic lighting with shadows as part of the story. Cozy, intimate, mysterious vibes. Often filmed during golden hour, twilight, or with strategic indoor lighting. If you're dark and moody, you'll film in the early morning or late evening. Use warmer color temperatures. Think 3200 to 4500 Kelvin. Choose serif fonts or elegant scripts. Incorporate textures, wood, stone, aged linen, pottery. Edit with lowered highlights and rich, crushed blacks. Use atmospheric music, acoustic, instrumental, moody piano. This aesthetic works beautifully for slow living and intentional content, cottagecore and homesteading, cozy baking and cooking, traditional crafts and skills, vintage and antique collecting, spiritual and mystical topics, autumn and winter content, heritage and history. If you're drawn to candlelight, rainy days, leather-bound books, and that feeling of being wrapped in a warm blanket with tea, you might be dark and moody. Drop a half moon in the comments if this is resonating. Now, light and bright. This aesthetic is airy, clean, and spacious. Whites, creams, soft pastels, pops of fresh color. Lots of natural light that feels almost glowing. Optimistic, fresh, welcoming vibes. Often filmed mid-morning or midday with the windows open. If you're light and bright, you'll film in natural daylight, especially morning light. Use cooler or neutral color temperatures, 5,000 to 6,500 Kelvin. Choose clean sans serif fonts or delicate modern scripts. Incorporate natural elements, flowers, fresh produce, cotton, herbs. Edit with lifted shadows and bright, airy highlights. Use uplifting music, folk, indie pop, gentle acoustic. This aesthetic works beautifully for modern lifestyle content, spring and summer themes, wellness and mindfulness, minimalism and simple living, gardening and farm-to-table, family-friendly content, motivational and educational topics, fresh starts and transformations. If you're drawn to morning coffee, fresh flowers, open windows, and that feeling of possibility and new beginnings, you might be light and bright. Drop a sun in the comments if this is your vibe. Now here's the magic of making this choice. Suddenly, decisions that used to take hours take seconds. Your aesthetic tells you when to create. Dark and moody? Film in the golden hour, evenings, overcast days. No more fighting harsh midday sun. Light and bright? Film mid-morning, bright days. No more struggling with low light. Where to create? Dark and moody? Cozy corners, intimate spaces, dramatic angles. Light and bright? Near windows, open spaces, or elevated views. What to show? Dark and moody? Rich textures, close-ups, shadows enhance the mood. Light and bright? Full scenes, negative space. Light is the hero. How to edit? Dark and moody. Crush blacks, warm tones, maybe add grain. Light and bright? Lift shadows, crisp whites, clean and clear. And here's where it really gets good. This resolves the consistency problem because you're not just randomly choosing filters anymore. You're making choices based on your aesthetic. So your Instagram feed finally flows. Websites match your videos. Color palette makes sense. Thumbnails are recognizable. Brands feel cohesive. And the copying problem? Solved. Because you're not looking at everyone else is doing and trying to replicate it. You're building your framework. You might be inspired by others in your aesthetic, but you're creating through your own lens. This is the difference between imitation and inspiration. So how do you choose? And more importantly, how do you make sure you're choosing based on who you are, not who you think you should be? Here's your gut check. What time of day do you feel most alive and creative? If you come alive as the sun sets, you're dark and moody. If you're energized by morning light, you're light and bright. What colors make you feel yourself? Are you drawn to jewel tones, burgundy, forest green, charcoal? You're dark and moody. Drawn to whites, creams, sage, soft blues? You're light and bright. When you scroll social media, what makes you stop mid-scroll? Moody shadows and rich atmosphere? You're dark and moody. Bright, airy, spacious shots? You're light and bright. What season resonates with your soul? Autumn, winter energy? Probably dark and moody. Spring and summer energy? Probably light and bright. Your dream creative space, what does it look like? A cozy nook, a dim lamp, candles, rich textures? Dark and moody. Bright room, big windows, fresh flowers, open space? light and bright. Your answers will tell you everything. And listen, trust your first instinct, not what you think will perform better. I see so many creators choose light and bright because they think it's more popular, when their soul is actually dark and moody, or vice versa. Your audience doesn't want another version of someone else. They want you. And here's the beautiful truth. Both aesthetics work. Both aesthetics build engaged audiences. Both aesthetics make money. The only aesthetic that doesn't work? Trying to be both and ending up as neither. The creators you admire, they made this choice, consciously or unconsciously, and built everything around it. And now you get to do the same. So here's your homework before the next video in this series. Make the choice, dark and moody or light and bright. Commit to it. Write it down. Put it on a sticky note on your computer, and then, this is so important, comment below with your choice and one word that describes why. For example, light and bright, possibility, or dark and moody, cozy. I read every single comment, and I'm going to use your answers to shape the rest of this series, because once you know your aesthetic, you're going to build on it. In the next video, we'll talk about how to create your color palette and visual brand. Then, filming and editing specifically for your aesthetic and building a cohesive feed that actually attracts your dream audience. This is just the beginning. We're building your creative foundation one video at a time. And it doesn't matter whether you want to sell tires, you're into fishing and tackle, you want to cook the best bread, or you want to paint watercolors. The overwhelm, it ends here. The copying, it ends here. The inconsistent branding, it ends here. Now, go look at your favorite creators and notice their aesthetic. Start paying attention to what stops your scroll. And most important, make the choice. Drop your aesthetic in the comments. I can't wait to see if you're Team Moon or Team Sun. A biento.